An India Today Source South report has taken the internet by storm. India Today reporters Deepthi Rao and Maruti Acharya travelled to Tiruchendurai village in the temple town of Tiruchirappalli, a town referred to by Union Minority Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju while talking about the need to reform the Waqf board and bring in a new Waqf bill. What our reporters found on ground is truly horrifying for the villagers. Now this village in Tiruchirappalli with a 1,500-year-old temple and a 2,000-year-old pond from the times of the Chola dynasty is being claimed as Waqf property. And this report has triggered a massive debate all over again. Of course, India Today was the first to report this even in 2022, but we get you all sides of the report and the story and this raging debate. I'm Gaurav Sawant. Can an entire village be declared Waqf property? In the Tiruchendurai village in the temple town of Tiruchirappalli, families fear losing their homes, their farms in the future, with Waqf claiming ownership of land that includes a 1,500-year-old temple from the times of Raja Chola. Villagers have land records that date back to 1927, way before the Waqf board was formed. The district administration has land ownership records again from 1927. The Waqf Act incidentally came up in 1954. Then 1995 and 2013 were where amendments came up. Villagers asked, can the Waqf stake claim to an ancient temple of Bharat, and can the Waqf now decide who can buy and sell land and property? Deepthi Rao and Maruti Acharya travelled to ground zero to bring us this shocking report.
Ever wondered what it's like when an entire village's land is snatched away overnight? That is the shocking reality of Tiruchendurai, where families are facing the nightmare of losing their farms and future.
तिरुचिरापल्ली डिस्ट्रिक्ट है तमिलनाडु में. आप सोचिए पूरा गांव को वक्फ प्रॉपर्टी डिक्लेयर कर दिया गया है. आप सोचिए वो गांव का इतिहास 1500 साल पुराना है.
Along the serene banks of the Kaveri River in the temple town of Tamil Nadu, Tiruchi, lies a quaint village, Tiruchendurai. So what is really happening here, and why has this quiet village found itself in the middle of a controversy?
Imagine this. You've been planning your child's wedding, something you've been looking forward to. You've saved every rupee, every penny, but you still fall short. So you decide to sell a piece of your ancestral land. But just when you're about to close the deal, you hit a roadblock. What is that? You cannot sell your land because it classifies as Waqf property. So you need to get an NOC from the Waqf board. And not just that, you find out that not just your land, but the entire village, including a 1,500-year-old Chola temple, is classified as Waqf property. How would you feel?
நாங்க மட்டும் தான் இருக்கோம் இந்த தெருவுல. அதனால இப்ப வக்ஃப் போர்டுன்னு சொல்லவும் எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப பயமா இருக்கு.
This house, it's a 100-year-old house. My father-in-law bought this house and he was living here for more than 85 years. Husband, he was born here. He is now 77. His sister was elder to him. She was also born here. See, all the people, they were all here for so many years. So how can we leave and go? Where will we go?
Tamil Nadu Waqf Board Chief Abdul Rahman has clarified about this controversy. He said that yes, definitely Waqf Board owns almost 430 acres of land of that village, including the temple. But the important thing is, according to the wishes of the donors, the temple will be never touched by the Waqf Board. But this definitely raises serious questions such as, who are these donors who donated that land in the first place to Waqf Board? And will the temple be exempted for sure in the long time by Waqf Board?
There is no Waqf Board at all before 1955 and all.
Okay.
So they cannot say that something has been given to them and all. This is all, I am not ready to believe it.
We also spoke with Trichy District Collector Pradeep Kumar to get clarity on the land ownership in Tiruchendurai.
RDO Revenue Divisional Officer conducted a peace meeting with all parties, Waqf board and registrar as well as the local people, and they said the registration can continue. Waqf board said the registration can continue until the ownership of the land is proved. So as of now, there is no issue in registration, and people can buy and sell the land in this particular village.
Despite the district collector's clarification, residents in Tiruchendurai remain wary. Many are still hesitant to rent their lands or homes to Muslims, fearing that their properties might be claimed as Waqf land.
Just behind our house is a temple. It's a 1,500 years old temple. And there are scriptures in the temple. It claims that Rajaraja Cholan's sister built the temple. Okay. And she has donated all these lands in favor for things to be done to the temple.
According to some report, in 18th century, Queen Rani Mangamal, because of her friendship with the Muslim rulers, as a very friendly gesture, has given several villages to them, like friends like Aurangzeb. I wanted to verify this information, so I spoke to District Collector of Trichy to clarify this information. This is what he has to say.
It is not a confirmed information. There is no authentic data showing that if the land belongs to Aurangzeb or not. We have revenue records since 1927, and we can only tell from 1927 to till date, and the ownership of the land can be proved based on the RTO's inquiry. So it is under progress.
And now with the Waqf Amendment Bill of 2024, the central government is trying to limit the powers of the Waqf board. With the proposed amendments, the Waqf boards will now have to verify property claims, resolve disputes with mandatory checks. This was the story of Tiruchendurai. The Waqf board claims ownership over several such other properties across the country and has almost doubled its holdings in the past few years.
So the Chandrasekhar temple is over 1,500 years old. The Sri Ranganathan temple is believed to be over 2,000 years old. And the people in Tiruchendurai village are up in arms over claims that these temples are actually built on Waqf land. And if farmers in this village want to sell their land, if they want to sell even a part of their property, they need permission from the Waqf board. This report that you just saw indicates how Hindus are now afraid to rent out their homes, to give their homes to Muslims on rent, because there is an apprehension they may not vacate, claiming that these homes are actually built on Waqf land. Now, does this not indicate the need that this is the right time to reform and set the record straight? Bring in that Waqf bill debate and immediately then move forward on this. Joining me on India First is Deepti Rao, who filed this stellar Source South report. Also with me on this broadcast is Dushyant Sridhar, a respected Vedic scholar and speaker, and Maulana Sajid Rashidi is the president of the All India Imam Association. I welcome all our guests on the broadcast. Deepti, to you first. Are farmers and other villagers apprehensive about their land ownership? Are they worried that Waqf in times to come may stake claim to more of their land and the temple?
Right. So, Gaurav, when Kiran Rijiju first made this statement, we were curious to know what the current reality is, because Tiruchendurai has been in the news for past some years now. It was 2 years ago when this, farmer decided to sell 1.2 acres of his land, and he was unable to do so because the Waqf board claimed that it was their land. So we wanted to know what the ground reality is. We met with a diverse group of people, from doctors to homemakers to shop owners. And, there is a palpable sense of fear. And more than that, it is the lack of clarity that bothers them, that makes them upset. Now, this farmer, like I said, the incident is 2 years old. And the district collector, you heard him say that the survey is still going on. Even though the district collector has clarified that you can buy or sell the land, the ownership remains a point of contention. This makes them, frustrated, because it's been 2 years and the survey is still going on. And you heard one of the residents, Dhanpal, say that, there was a sense of unity, of belongingness and brotherhood among Hindus and Muslims. But now Hindus are wary of renting their lands and homes to Muslims, because they are afraid that the Waqf board will claim these lands as their own. Another issue that, yeah.
Give me a moment. Let me take this to Dushyant Sridhar. Dushyant Sridhar, do farmers have reason to worry? If that farmer that Deepti and Maruti Acharya spoke to, if the farmer could not sell that 1.2 acres of land and was told that he needs Waqf permission or clearance, is this a cause for concern or cause for alarm?
Namaskaram, Gaurav. Janmashtami wishes to all of you and to the viewers of India Today. Very quickly, Gaurav, this temple of Lord Shiva, it is called Chandrasekhara, and Parvati is called as Manendiya Valli. And there have been Sthala Purana, very, very old. And we have the mystic saints called the Nayanmars who have sung beautiful, chaste Tamil verses in the 7th century. So the earliest reference we have to the temple is of the 7th century by a poet called Trignyana Sambandar. Trignyana Sambandar has sung on this in the 7th century, around the same period when Islam was founded in the Arabian Peninsula. So this temple has a mention in a poetry, and later Rajaraja Chola, who lived 1,000 years back, his grandfather Parantaka Chola is said to have built, and his daughter-in-law is said to have contributed a lot to its construction in the 10th and the 11th centuries. So there has been a strong literary and archaeological record, and so much so that the Chola kings have said that we have donated acres of land, 2 valleys they say, which is close to 16 acres of land for the temple exclusively. But I'll just like to read out what Abdul Rahman, the head of Tamil Nadu Waqf Board, says to the federal. He says the 1,500-year-old temple is on Waqf property. I'm quoting. But the donors of the land clearly stated that the temple should remain as is. Then he says they can produce patta. For the temple, they have to produce patta and other revenue records as proof if our claim is false. So to prove that the temple is a Hindu temple and the temple belongs to itself and to the Hindus have to go prove to the Waqf board that this is, when inscriptions are there. This is really alarming, Gaurav, because today, if it has reached a temple, it has reached a temple with such high inscriptional records and literary records. Tomorrow, your house and my house could also be under question. What if not, we are not in that farmer's position?
Okay, let me take this to Maulana Sajid Rashidi, and that is why perhaps you have alarm bells ringing. Kiran Rijiju referred to it as Union Minority Affairs Minister, saying it's time to reform. Maulana Sajid Rashidi ji, किस आधार पर वक्फ ये कह सकता है कि गांव की ये भूमि जिस पर 1500 वर्ष पुराना मंदिर है, ये वक्फ की जमीन है, और अभी तक वक्फ अपनी तरफ से कोई दस्तावेज क्या दिखा पाया है कि ये जमीन वक्फ भी है?
देखिए गौरव जी, मैं 2-3 बातें आपके समक्ष रखना चाहता हूं। आपके व्यूअर्स को पता चलना चाहिए वक्फ है क्या। वक्फ का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है वो मैसेंजर ऑफ गॉड मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम जो 1400 साल पहले आए थे उसके बाद से शुरू हुआ है। उसके पहले वक्फ का कोई कॉन्सेप्ट हमारे यहाँ नहीं था, इस बात को समझ लीजिए। अगर पहले का कोई इस तरह का वक्फ की बात करता है तो वो इस्लाम में मान्य नहीं है, वो गलत कर रहा है और उसका कोई वजूद नहीं है। नंबर 2, जिस तरह से किरण रिजिजू जी ने पार्लियामेंट के अंदर ये बात कही थी कि हम ये वक्फ अमेंडमेंट बिल जो लाना चाहते हैं उसका मकसद सिर्फ हमारा ये है कि 1995 एक्ट को जो लाया गया था, जो उसमें सबमिशन हुआ था और जो 2013 में उसको लागू किया गया, उसमें कुछ ज्यादा ताकत उसको दे दी गई थी, उसको कम करने के लिए हम इसको ला रहे हैं। मैं आपको एक चीज बताना चाहता हूं इसके समक्ष। ये देखिए मेरे हाथ में एक सरकारी दस्तावेज है, ये 1970 का गजट है, ये भारत सरकार का गजट है। मैं कॉपी जिसकी आपको दिखा रहा हूं। 1954 में वक्फ एक्ट आया जी, उसके बाद में सरकार ने एक सर्वे कराया, सर्वे कराने के बाद 1970 में एक गजट सरकार लेकर आई और सरकार ने हमें बताया, वक्फ बोर्ड को बताया कि ये जमीन आपकी है।
नहीं तो 1970 में सरकार ये बता रही है कि 1500 साल पुराना मंदिर जहां है वो 1400 साल पुराना आप जैसा कह रहे हैं वो जमीन उनकी कर दी।
नहीं, आप मेरी बात को समझिए।
नहीं, मैं आपकी बात को ही समझने की कोशिश कर रहा हूं। आप ये कह रहे हैं कि 1400 वर्ष पहले जिस तरह से आपका वक्फ का कॉन्सेप्ट आया, तो 1500 साल पुराना मंदिर उनका कैसे हो सकता है? ये तो थोड़ा ये बात गले से उतरती नहीं है।
बिल्कुल गलत है, बिल्कुल गलत है, हमारा नहीं है।
तो मंदिर आपका नहीं है, वो भूमि आपकी नहीं है, आप मानते हैं?
नंबर 1 सुन लीजिए, मैं अपनी बात पूरी कर लूं।
जी जी जी।
तो ये 1970 में जो गजट आया, सरकार ने हमें सारी संपत्ति बताई कि आपकी ये जमीनें हैं, और सरकार ने बाकायदा गजट पर हमें उन तमाम संपत्तियों का ब्यौरा दिया
और वो
मैं आपको
भूमि
बता देता हूं,
एकाएक
देखिए।
दोगुनी हो गई 2011, 12, 13 में। मतलब 4 लाख एकड़
उसी
से
बात पर आ
8
रहा
लाख एकड़ हो गई। और
मैं उसी बात पर आ रहा हूं।
ये भी प्रश्न उठता है कि
गौरव जी।
आखिर जमीन दुगनी कैसे हो गई।
गौरव जी, मैं उसी बात पर आ रहा हूं, मुझे 2 मिनट और दीजिए। देखिए, ये एक और दस्तावेज मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूं, ये 10-12 पेज हैं। मैं सिर्फ दिल्ली की बात कर रहा हूं, दिल्ली के बाहर की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं। ये दिल्ली के अंदर 250 बीघा जमीन, 250 बीघा जमीन केंद्र सरकार के पास, केंद्र सरकार की एजेंसियों के पास, दिल्ली सरकार के पास, दिल्ली सरकार की एजेंसियों के पास वक्फ की है। और ये वो जमीन है जो 1970 के गजट में मौजूद है, जो सरकार ने हमें बताया था कि ये जमीन
दुष्यंत श्रीधर आपके लिए एक प्रश्न लेकर आए हो। दुष्यंत, यू हैव अ क्वेश्चन फॉर मौलाना साहब, गो अहेड।
सर बस 30 सेकंड दीजिए। इन जमीनों को न सरकार से हम वापस ले पाए, न सरकार इन जमीनों का किराया आज के हिसाब से हमें दे पा रही है।
नहीं तो जमीन का आधिपत्य आपकी वो जमीन या वक्फ की वो जमीन कैसे हुई, ये भी तो वेरीफाई होना चाहिए ना कि किस आधार पर किस सरकार ने जमीन वक्फ के नाम पर कर दी।
मैं ये कहना चाह रहा हूं,
नहीं, क्या ये किसी की बपौती है कि ऐसे ही नाम कर दी? तथ्य क्या है उसमें, इसका परीक्षण होना चाहिए। दुष्यंत श्रीधर, यू हैव अ क्वेश्चन फॉर मौलाना साहब, गो अहेड सर।
नहीं तो सरकार करेगी ना इसका।
So Gaurav, I just have a few remarks. 2 points. See, Abdul Rahman, the head of the Tamil Nadu Waqf Board, says, I'm quoting from the federal, the 1,500-year-old temple is on Waqf property. There is no harm in having a temple on Waqf land. He quotes. Now the point is, he says that the 1,500-year-old temple is on Waqf land. See, the problem is, Gaurav, we don't realize the underlying problem here. If a temple built by a king, maintained and renovated by a king with inscriptions itself faces the problem, imagine the villagers and farmers, they won't have patta more than 200 years old. So if a king with inscriptions and the temple, the person on record goes on to say at the federal that the 1,500-year-old temple is on Waqf land.
Absolutely.
Then imagine what will be the state of the villagers. Villagers will not have more than 100-year-old record.
Absolutely. Deepti, the district collector also told you that the revenue officer is conducting an inquiry. Has the Waqf been able to show any document whatsoever claiming ownership of the temple land or land around it, or that 400 plus acres of land in this village?
So the villagers allege that the Waqf says that it has proof, but it has never shown anything, that there is only a letterhead and there's only communication, and that the villagers will have to get an NOC from the Delhi Waqf Board to get, to buy and sell land. This was the case before the farmer tried to sell his land. Now the district collector has said that they are allowed to sell and buy their land. Now the villagers find this problematic, because why should they be allowed to buy and sell land? Because they claim that this is their own.
Absolutely, क्योंकि मौलाना साजिद रशीदी साहब, ये गांव वाले बोल रहे हैं कि वक्फ बोर्ड कौन होता है, हमको इजाजत देने वाला या नहीं देने वाला। मतलब ये कहां से आ गए हैं एकाएक बीच में कि मंदिर की भूमि हिंदुओं की भूमि, और ये वक्फ बोर्ड एक मुसलमान संस्था डिसाइड करेगी किसको बेचेंगे किसको नहीं बेचेंगे। और एक बात और, गांव में अब लोग कह रहे हैं कि वो मुसलमानों को अपना घर किराए पे नहीं देना चाहते, उनको डर लगता है कि अगर वो खाली ना करे और दावा करे तो हमारी जमीन है, वक्फ की जमीन है, हम यहीं रहेंगे। तो आपको नहीं लगता कि इन सब उलूल जुलूल जिस तरह के जो क्लेम हो रहे हैं उसकी वजह से और आपसी द्वेष बढ़ेगा, वैमनस्य बढ़ेगा, आपसी मनमुटाव बढ़ेगा?
आपने मेरी बात को समझा नहीं है, समझकर जानबूझकर इग्नोर करना चाहते। मैंने कहा कि वक्फ कॉन्सेप्ट जो है 1400 साल पहले, उससे पहले था ही नहीं, ये 1400 साल के बाद का है। और हमारे देश में जो वक्फ एक्ट आया वो 1954 में आया, तो उससे पहले की जो भी भूमि है, जो भी जमीनें हैं, वो तो हमारी है ही नहीं। वक्फ बोर्ड कैसे उस पर क्लेम कर सकता है?
तो आप कह रहे हैं जो तमिलनाडु का वक्फ बोर्ड कह रहा है वो गलत है।
कहां से किस तरह की थ्योरी लेकर आए हैं, ये सब गलत है।
ठीक,
मैं एक्सेप्ट नहीं करता उसको, ये सब गलत है। ऐसा हो ही नहीं सकता कि 2000 साल पहले पुराना मंदिर जो है वो वक्फ बोर्ड के अंदर में आ जाए। ये अब्दुल रहमान जो भी है, जो चेयरमैन है वहां वक्फ बोर्ड के, वो किसके हाथों में खेल रहे हैं ये तो जांच के बाद ही पता चलेगा। हमारे
देयर आर सेवरल सच केसेस। ये केवल एक ऐसा उदाहरण नहीं है मौलाना साहब, ऐसे कई उदाहरण देश के अलग अलग राज्यों में आ रहे हैं कि एकाएक वक्फ बोर्ड ये क्लेम करने लगा ये लैंड हमारा, ये लैंड हमारा, ये लैंड हमारा। अरे भैया आखिर किस आधार पर ये लैंड उनका है? दुष्यंत श्रीधर, दिस इजंट रिस्ट्रिक्टेड टू एनी वन स्टेट और एनी वन विलेज इन वन स्टेट, and this very clearly needs to be nipped in the bud because the spark neglected can burn the house.
I am forced to appreciate
1970 के पहले हैं वो गलत है।
आप 1970 के पहले go on, okay,
गजट जो आया है।
Gaurav,
go on.
I'm forced to appreciate Maulana Saab for his honesty, stating that it is wrong to claim such an old land because the act itself came in the later half of the 20th century. I agree. But at the same time, whether he agrees, disagrees, whether you agree or I agree, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the villages and the owners of their houses and lands are distraught there. Yes. In the Tiruchendurai village. Who is going to give them balm? And you know, there were instances recorded, Gaurav. 2 years back, a farmer had arranged for the selling of his land so that he could get his daughter married. And at the end of the day, when he realized that he couldn't sell his land, marriage didn't happen. Look at the trauma that the family had to undergo. So whether Maulana ji agrees, disagrees, whether you agree, disagree, doesn't matter. Absolutely. At the end of the day, it is the farmer, it is the commoners who are suffering. And tomorrow, Gaurav, just because you're living in Delhi and I am living in Bangalore, we cannot remain safe. This Waqf Act can come to your house and my house. As simple as that.
And Deepti, is that the fear of the villagers? What is their take on one, Union Minority Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju raising this in Parliament and calling for reforms? And are they hopeful now that the JPC will look into it, it will come up with a law that will truly ensure that it's not about religion, it's about ensuring that every Indian has right to his property and nobody can use up their land the way it is happening in Tiruchendurai village?
Gaurav, the amendment bill has definitely instilled a sense of hope in the villagers. They're really happy that Kiran Rijiju mentioned Tiruchendurai in his speech, that he specifically took the name of their village because Tiruchendurai is a village in Trichy district. And the villagers were complaining that the people of Trichy were unaware that such a thing was happening. So that this is getting such national attention, that the media is focusing on this, is giving them a sense of hope. And 90% of the people were aware of this amendment bill, and most of them were welcoming of the bill.
And this is happening not just in one village or one town, it's happening in multiple cities across the country. We'll be tracking this story very closely. Maulana Sahab, आखिरी 30 सेकंड है. Go on, sir. बोलिए sir.
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ, किरण रिजिजू ने 1995 के जो हमें ताकत मिली थी, दो चीजें मिली थी. एक, हम अपनी जगहों के आज के सर्किल रेट के हिसाब से पैसा बढ़ा सके. दूसरे, जो 54 का एक नोटिस सीईओ को मिला था कि आप अपनी लैंड को एसडीएम के जरिए, पुलिस के जरिए खाली करा सकते हैं. ये दो चीजें थी, यही दो चीजें ये कम करना चाहते हैं.
नहीं, अब देखना होगा. अब तो संसद निर्धारित करेगी. अब तो संसद निर्धारित करेगी और ये देखना होगा कि संसद वोट बैंक की राजनीति में नेता लोग उसको आगे रखते हैं या भारतवासियों के हित को वो आगे रखते हैं. We'll be tracking that story very, very closely. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me. I now want to shift focus to the other big story we're tracking here on India Today. Barely 48 hours after Prime Minister Narendra Modi left Kiev, the Ukraine-Russia war has escalated. Russia blamed Ukraine for launching a multiple drone attack and rocket strikes on its territory that resulted in a 9/11 style drone attack on a building in Russia, some 500 kilometers plus away from the Ukraine-Russia border. Russia was swift to mount a massive counterattack, which resulted in multiple land, sea and air attacks on Ukraine across 15 regions, including the capital Kiev, Dnipro and Zaporozhye, resulting in the targeting of critical infrastructure, including energy and power infrastructure, with thousands left powerless without electricity and being forced to take refuge in bomb shelters.
Ukraine launches 9/11-like attack on Russia.
Это пиздец, 37-этажку прилетел, блядь!
A drone launched by Ukraine struck into 38-story building in Russia's Saratov region. The exact moment of the drone attack was captured on camera and it went viral on social media. Many people were injured in the attack and several houses were damaged. Soon after the drone attack, Russia unleashed a barrage of missiles and drones towards Ukraine. Multiple explosions were heard in key Ukrainian cities, including capital Kyiv and Kharkiv. The situation in Pokrovsk remains tense, with fighting continuing in multiple areas. Due to bombardment by Russia, blackouts were reported across Ukraine. Ukrainian forces shot down a Russian cruise missile near Zakarpattia in western Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday said their forces had advanced 1 to 3 kilometers in the Kursk region and taken control of 2 settlements.
I just spoke with Commander-in-Chief Syrskyi. We have advanced into the Kursk region ranging from 1 to 3 kilometers. We brought under our control 2 more settlements and active developments are ongoing concerning another settlement. We are boosting our tally of captured Russian soldiers.
The Russian Defense Ministry, on the other hand, claimed its armed forces had pushed back Ukrainian troops in the Kursk region.
The effort in the past several days has been to get Russia and Ukraine not just to talk to each other. India's efforts constantly have been for dialogue and diplomacy in a violence-free environment, for dialogue between the two countries. But less than 3 days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi left Kiev, there has been a massive strike by Ukraine and then by Russia. The situation all set to escalate. Gaurav Sawant in Delhi for India Today. And news just coming in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has received a call from the American President Joe Biden. Prime Minister Narendra Modi gave details of his visit to Ukraine. The Prime Minister appreciated Joe Biden's commitment to India-US partnership. They've discussed the partnership between the two countries, how it will benefit entire humanity. They discussed regional and global issues, including the situation in Ukraine. The Prime Minister briefed the American President on his recent visit to Ukraine and reiterated India's full support for early return of peace and stability. The two leaders emphasized restoration of law and order and ensuring safety of minorities, particularly Hindus, even in Bangladesh. So Bangladesh issue was also discussed. They reiterated commitment to further strengthen multilateral cooperation, including the Quad. The Prime Minister conveyed his appreciation of President Biden's deep commitment to India-US comprehensive global strategic partnership based on shared values of democracy, reviewed significant cooperation and progress in bilateral relations. The two leaders had a detailed exchange of views on a number of regional and global issues. Important point, while discussing the situation in Ukraine, Prime Minister Narendra Modi briefed the US President on his recent visit to Ukraine, reiterated India's consistent position in favor of dialogue and diplomacy, and expressed full support for early return of peace and stability. The two leaders agreed to remain in touch, expressed their shared concern over the situation in Bangladesh, and emphasized restoration of law and order and ensuring safety and security of minorities, particularly Hindus in Bangladesh. And today is the Sri Krishna Janmashtami. Devotees across the world celebrating the birth of Bhagwan Sri Krishna. He was born in prison of his uncle Kans in Mathura, was then taken to Vrindavan, returned to Mathura to decimate Kans and other symbols of evil. He gave the world the knowledge in the form of Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. His birth is being celebrated by devotees not just in India but across the world. We leave you with these images of the celebration.